Fala galera, salve salve, sejam bem-vindos ao XLED Gameplay. Meu nome é Leandro e hoje nós vamos dar sequência nas quests O Nível Molecular e No Instituto. Pelo menos é o comecinho da quest no Instituto. Então vamos lá ver o que vai acontecer com a história da nossa Magnólia. Bora lá! Galera, a gente já descarregou, mas eu realmente não sei mais o que fazer aqui, cara. Dizia só pra gente... Pra cá não tem mais nada, a gente já conferiu, mas vamos dar uma olhadinha com calma. Sei lá... Se é sair, a gente tem que sair de novo, eu realmente não sei. Ou a saída talvez não seja por ali. Não é aqui também. A gente tem que devolver o disco, o holodisco, o Sturges, mas vamos dar uma olhada pra lá.
I wondered if you might make it here. You're quite resourceful. I'm known as Father. The Institute is under my guidance. I know why you're here. I'd like to discuss things with you face to face. Please, step into the elevator.
Opa! Então a gente tinha que devolver o holodisco pro Sturge, mas a gente começou uma quest nova aqui sem concluir, então vamos seguir o corredor e ver se é pra lá o caminho. Tem uma porta ali, vamos dar uma olhadinha nela. Não, aqui não dá pra ir. Vamos só conferir as quests aqui, como é que tá, se tem alguma coisa errada. Vamos ativar essa e desativar essa outra aqui. Agora apareceu um objetivo pra gente seguir, então, bom, não tem muito o que fazer, vamos seguir por aqui mesmo.
I can only imagine what you've heard, what you think of us. I'd like to show you that you may have the wrong impression. Welcome to the Institute. This is the reality of the Institute. This place, these people, the work we do. For over 100 years, we've dedicated ourselves to humanity's survival. Decades of research, countless experiments and trials, a shared vision of how science can help shape the future. It has never been easy, and our actions are often misinterpreted by those above ground. Someday, perhaps, we can show them what we've accomplished. But for now, we must remain underground. There's too much at stake here to risk it all. As you've seen, things above are unstable.
Cara, isso aqui tá me lembrando um pouquinho quando a gente, no Fallout New Vegas, quando a gente chegava, acho que era na única cidade que tinha no jogo, o Strip, e tinha o cassino, o Look 38. Tá me lembrando um pouquinho aquela situação. Bom, sei lá, né? De repente no Fallout nem sempre as coisas são exatamente como demonstram ou parecem ser. Então fica difícil saber quem é o mocinho e quem é o vilão da história. Não é exatamente tudo preto no branco. E... Opa! Encontramos o moleque.
Sean?
Yes, I'm Sean.
Sean? Is that really you?
Who are you?
Bom, vamos dar sequência no roteiro. Eu gostaria de ver todas as linhas de diálogo, mas vamos lá.
Sean, it's me. I'm your mom.
Father, what's going on? What's happening?
Sean, are you okay? You're not hurt, are you?
What's going on? Father? Father!
Sean, open the
I
door.
don't know you. Go away. Father! Father, help me! There's someone here, help me!
Who is Father?
Father, help me!
Where is he?
He's trying to take me! Father? Father, help me!
Opa.
Sean. S923, recall code Cirrus. Fascinating.
Tá brincando, o moleque é um robô. Quer dizer, não passa de uma torradeira. Então, nós ainda não encontramos o chão.
We're only just now beginning to explore the effects of extreme emotional stimuli. Please try and keep an open mind. I recognize that you are emotional, and that your journey here has been fraught with challenges. Let's start anew. I am Father. Welcome to the Institute.
I could kill you. Right here. Right now.
Yes. Yes, you could. And I would be powerless to stop you.
I want answers, asshole. Now!
Under the circumstances, I will forgive your vulgarity, but I need you to realize that this situation is far more complicated than you could have imagined. You have traveled very far, and suffered a great deal to find your son. Well, your tenacity and dedication have been rewarded. It's good to finally meet you, after all this time. It's me. I am Sean. I am your son.
Parece que os papéis estão invertidos aí. O cara tá bem veinho, né? Tá parecendo um maracujá de gaveta.
Come on. That's crazy.
I assure you, I am completely sane and entirely honest. In the vault, you had no concept of the passage of time. You were released from your pod and went searching for the sun you'd lost. But then you learned that your son was no longer an infant, but a 10-year-old boy. You believed that 10 years had passed. Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years? That is the reality. And here I am, raised by the Institute, and now its leader.
Ih, agora complicou. E agora? Difícil escolha aqui. Olha a cara da Magnolia, olha o tamanho do zóio da mulher agora. Vamos ver.
But why? Why take a child? Why take you?
Ah, now that's the question, isn't it? Why me? At that time, the year 2227, the Institute had made great strides in synth production. But it was never enough. Scientific curiosity and the goal of perfection drove them ever onward. What they wanted was the perfect machine. So they followed the best example thus far. The human being. Walking, talking, fully articulate, capable of anything.
Yeah, you lost me. I don't see the point of any of this.
You don't see the connection. Let me try to explain. The Institute endeavored to create synthetic organics. The most logical starting point, of course, was human DNA. Plenty of that was available, of course, but it had all become corrupted. In this wasteland, radiation affected everyone. Even in their attempts to shield themselves from the world above, members of the Institute had been exposed. Another source was necessary. But then the Institute found me, after discovering records from Vault 111. An infant, frozen in time, protected from the radiation-induced mutations that had crept into every other human cell in the Commonwealth. I was exactly what they needed. And so it was my DNA that became the basis of the synthetic organics used to create every human-like synth you see today. I am their father. Through science, we are family. The synths, me, and you.
A conversinha tá ficando cada vez mais complicada, mas e difícil dar uma resposta aqui, escolher uma linha de diálogo. Eu gostaria mesmo de poder ver todas elas.
I don't believe you. There's no way any of this is true.
Mas a gente tem que acabar escolhendo. Ué, mas acabou a conversa e agora? O que a gente tem que fazer aqui? Ué, eu acho... Ah, tá vendo? Eu acho que eu escolhi coisa errada. Ah, não, pera um pouco.
I know this isn't what you wanted, but it's the only truth I can offer you.
You're my son? Then prove it. Now.
I've already told you how I came to be here. I don't know what further proof I can offer that would convince you. I've shown you my trust. Your weapons haven't been confiscated, and I stand unarmed before you. Please, let's just talk.
If this is true, where do we start?
I know you must have questions. Please, anything I can do to help you understand.
Bom, agora ficou fácil.
Kellogg. He worked for you?
Kellogg. He was an Institute asset long before I arrived here. It wasn't until I became director that I learned of all the things he'd done. What kind of man he was.
You knew the man was a psychopath, but you used him anyway?
Would you have preferred that I turned him loose on the Commonwealth? At least keeping him on a short leash kept the collateral damage to a minimum. The Institute took advantage of Kellogg's vicious nature. I will freely admit that. Institute technology prolonged his life, and his usefulness far beyond any normal human lifespan. He never failed the Institute, but his cruelty became more apparent with every completed objective. I won't lie. It's no coincidence your path crossed his. It seemed a fitting way to allow you, us, to have some amount of revenge. What else can I say to ease your mind?
Your father. He never got to see you grow up.
Yes. What happened to him was... I've gone over the records of the incident, of course. It seems what happened to him was an unfortunate bit of collateral damage. For many years, I never questioned who my parents were. I accepted my situation, and that was that. With old age comes regret. And asking what if more often. But what matters now is that you and I have a chance to begin again. What else can I say to ease your mind?
So, you're in charge of the Institute?
I am the acting director, yes. I spent decades working to reach this point. It's a responsibility I take very seriously. The Institute. It's important. It really is humanity's best hope for the future, no matter what those above ground might think of us.
But, Director? Why you?
I was the most qualified for the position, obviously. I've lived my life within these walls, dedicated to science like every other member of the Institute. My hard work has paid off. Ultimately, the Commonwealth has nothing to fear from us. Whatever you've seen or heard, I know I can convince you of that. Just give me time. I know there's more for us to discuss. But the Institute is on the verge of some important breakthroughs. Your presence would be appreciated as we approach them. I've been a part of something amazing here. I've helped to build a life for myself and the people of the Institute. And now, after all these years, you have an opportunity to help with that. Doesn't that intrigue you? Isn't that what you want?
Opa, agora começou a complicar.
You want me to stay here, in the Institute?
Yes, that is what I propose. Is it so hard to imagine? The Institute can provide a better life than anything above ground. You've been in the Commonwealth. You've seen what it's like. I assure you that you are better off with us.
Bom, não apareceu nenhum aviso na tela, como nos fallouts anteriores, que a gente poderia estar chegando no momento de fazer uma escolha que não tem volta, né? Mas eu não... Bom, sei lá. Não dá pra concordar, mas difícil discordar também, né? E o cara tá com pressa.
I don't know what to do.
I realize that. It's why I'm trying to help you. I hope that you can see that rationally. The Institute is the only thing left in the world that is worth being part of. I simply ask that you give the Institute, me, a chance. A chance to show you what I've been telling you. We really do have humanity's best interest at heart. Will you take that chance?
Bom, eu não acredito que a gente esteja num ponto sem volta, não. Mas mesmo assim,
I just don't know.
vamos continuar com eu não
Give
sei.
it time. Give the Institute a chance. The Institute is now your home, as much as it is mine. Please take some time, get to know it. Meet the people you'll be working with. You'll want to introduce yourself to the division heads. Dr. Fillmore in Facilities, Dr. Ayo in SRB, Dr. Holdren in Bioscience, and finally Dr. Lee in Advanced Systems. They've all been notified of your arrival, of course. Meet them, and then we'll discuss what comes next.
Ok, pessoal. Então a gente vai ter que conhecer os líderes dos departamentos. Será que tem mais alguma coisa aqui? Tem um objetivo ali embaixo.
About this synth.
You mean the child?
Tem mais conversa aqui ainda. Vamos ver.
There are issues to be solved, of course, but we've made remarkable progress.
He's definitely impressive.
Yes, it's pushed our technology to the limit. We've gained some valuable insights in terms of both hardware and software. I'll make sure it's brought back online in the near future. You'll have an opportunity to interact with him further. But I'll admit I'm curious. As a parent looking for a child, looking for the younger version of me, what do you think? Do you think you could love him? like you would a real boy.
Cara, isso daí tá me lembrando alguns filmes. AI, O Homem Bicentenário, se eu não me engano, e Ex-Machina, que é um filme de 2015 ou 2014, eu não tenho certeza, que trata desse tema.
I hope you're not too overwhelmed.
Trata desse tipo de coisa. São filmes muito bons. Quem não assistiu, eu recomendo assistir aos três.
Seriously, you really believe a human could love a synth?
That's a difficult question. I suppose it depends on how closely we've managed to mimic human behavior and emotions. Yours is a unique position. You may be the only one that's truly able to answer these questions right now. I wouldn't claim to know everything you're feeling, but if in some small way the boy's presence can help, I hope you'll keep an open mind.
Ok, e agora? Então, vamos ver se a gente tem mais alguma coisa ainda por aqui. Dá só uma olhadinha como é que ficou as quests. Ok, conhecer os líderes dos departamentos. Vamos ver o que mais a gente pode ter. Bom, é isso aí. A gente vai deixar isso daqui para os próximos vídeos, galera. O XLED Gameplay de hoje vai ficando por aqui. Muito obrigado por ter passado esse tempo aqui comigo. Não esqueça, se gostou do vídeo, deixe seu joinha. Inscreva-se também no canal. Mais uma vez, meu muito obrigado. Até mais e fui!